Alright, apparently it took. I'm just going to make a new save just in case, so I can load back in case I get another error. I'm being overly cautious, but I will continue to do so I don't have to re-record things again, like 3 hours of video. What's back here, if anything? Nothing there. Anything over here? Nope. And nothing there. Okay. I wonder how much luck factors in. If I made luck the stat I put all my points into, how well would I do? Here's a set of huge stone gates blocking the pass. They are closed, no doubt, so that custom agents can inspect travelers and exact tolls. There are no merchants or guards here, and nobody seems to be coming out to greet you. Alas, this probably has something to do with the rogues elsewhere in the valley. Considering the tunnel opens up right next to their place of business, I'm going to guess yes. Also, the bloodstains are kind of a hint. This was the guard garrison, where the merchants and travelers using the pass paid their tolls. Rogues attacked it, the light defenses were caught by surprise and completely overwhelmed. Blood is everywhere, a lot of bodies were dragged off, but a few were left behind. It's a horrible mess. There was an armored dude there. Where does this go? This goes to Svaren's lands. Ah, Svaren's lands. Not going there yet. You have successfully gotten through the pass. It can now be crossed freely. Woo! Now we're at the keep. Submission turrets, merchants, battle betas, more merchants. I need to find a merchant I can actually trade with. Small boat at the end of this dock. It's an old, weather-beaten skiff, with a single-aged sailor sitting at the stern. You ask him why he's here. He says he's waiting for various spies and infiltrators to investigate Greenwood Isle. Since you are exempt from the quarantine on that island, you should use the boat if you want to go back there. Oh, sweet. Shortcut back to Island 1. This general shop is run by a young woman who, from the looks of things, hasn't been doing it for very long. Everything is disorganized, and the mix of supplies she sells are heaped up in shelves around the room. When you enter, the woman takes a break from trying to keep a stack of metal bars from falling off a shelf to say, "Welcome, I am Maybe. And this is a shop. I want to sell you something." The pile of bars crashes to the floor behind her. Are you the owner of this shop? Sure am. The owner sold with me just before he was one of the last people to go to the mainland. The price was really low, but it's a lot of work. How long have you been running? Oh, a few months. And I think I'm almost starting to understand how it works. Some things are hard, like figuring out what to buy and what not, and how to deal with the shapers. And I have a warehouse, but I haven't been able to figure out how to see all of it. Maybe about the warehouse. It used to belong to the owner of the shop next door, but it was sold to the old owner of this shop, and then they both left the island really fast. It's in the southwest corner of town. The problem is the back door is locked and I can't get in. And here's the strange thing. Don't think I'm crazy, but something isn't right in there. when I'm in there, things are strange and too cold, and I keep trying to make myself think it's my imagination, but I won't know. What was the name of the merchant next door? It was Moorlas. Let's sell things. Sell some gold and some of these and that. Don't think I need the rat skin shawl anymore, and I definitely want to sell these because they're heavy as heck. I'm still carrying a lot, but that's mostly the freaking living tools. Girdle of endurance or my girdle of strength. I think I'm gonna go with the strength. What are you selling? Oh, very reasonable. Well then. Bluff. A wand merchant. And nothing. Southwest corner of town, she says. Let's go to the southwest corner of town then. Is this it? The second has been sealed up for several weeks. The floor is littered with trash and cobwebs are hanging from the ceiling. You notice an old shaving vat in the back corner. First you think it's just discarded equipment from Donald's Keep. Then you see the lid rattle slightly. I wonder what could be in there. Hook. Oh. Ow! It's a spectral vlish! He's a little outnumbered right now. Dead. I'll just go tell maybe that her problem with the back room is taken care of. I don't think one Vlish would have been able to do anything here anyway. Even if it is spectral. Sweater warehouse. Someone left the rogue creation in there. I killed it. So scary. Why would someone leave a monster in town and then leave the island? It could have killed all sorts of people. You have a grim feeling that she answered her own question. I should thank you for taking the time to solve my problem, Shaper. I really appreciate it. Here, she hands you some living tools and several gemstones and thorns and money. In fact, you almost have to force her to stop handing you items. I'll sell things, like these thorns. I'll keep your gems, though. I wonder... I charged Fiora. Stares at me obediently. How do you make charged Fioras? I can't do it. All I can make are Cryoras. Frickin' cheaters. You probably need to use a special shaping equipment, which I'm not authorized to use. Oh, I saw that golem. Enters Donald's Keep. This is the only settlement in the Ashen Isles that seems like a proper city. The signs of Shapers are everywhere. The huge stone buildings built by serviles, the neat streets maintained by serviles, and the golems. The streets are patrolled by these massive creatures, part stone, part shaped flesh, bound together by magic. They walk an endless patrol along the wide boulevards, mindlessly watching for rogues and invaders. The air smells of ozone and crackles with energy. In the distance, you hear the sparks of magical spells and the cries of newly made creations and the chants of the mages. The craftspeople of Donald's Keep are renowned for their skill and industry. Greta seems to be trying to look in all directions at once, stunned by what she sees. You doubt she's ever been to a place like this before. To the north, towering above the fort, you see the massive stone spire. That must be the Capitol building which Lord Rahul commands the Ashen Isles. Ooh, a Shaper. to the largest, best-equipped shaping hall in the Ashen Isles, and most of Terrestria. Goodness. I guess we're kind of in a backwater area, though. When a shaper wants to experiment with making a new sort of creation, or wants to make one of the more complicated sorts of creations like serviles, should they not be breeding quickly enough, he or she comes to a hall like this. It is equipped with holding cells, magically energized shaping platforms, and an open area where shapers can congregate and examine and discuss a new, interesting creation. The shaper in charge of the shaping hall, watching over the experiments, keeping control of the unpredictable creations, keeping the essence stocked, and so on. She looks like she's been doing this job about 50 years too long. When she sees you, she nods. You suspect that she has heard of you. She isn't sure how to react to you. She says simply, "Welcome, shaper. I am Fanjul." I wonder if she's on my side. Doesn't know how to react. That's like, I'm not sure I should be talking to you. You know. Can you give me, any training? No, I'm very busy. Sure one as low to the shaper laws as you are will have no difficulty finding training. Great. Still no more training. Okay, then tell me about this shaping hall. It's where our kind comes to make our most complicated creations, and when we want to try something new, we make it here, and when something goes wrong with it, that's where the poor tortured creature is dealt with. How is the creature dealt with? Well, when a shaper tries something new, some twist or trick to alter the creation, it can make the new creation stronger or healthier or smarter, but more often the change is harmful, negative, or painful to the creature. And when that happens, the poor creature has to be killed, usually by me. What do you think of that? Well, we are siding with the rebels, so I think that sounds very cruel. Cruel, yes, that is the word I would use. For all these years working here, seeing things the other shapers don't usually choose to see, cruel. I've heard of you, and I've heard of the things you've been saying. I think you have unusual wisdom for one so young. I hope I can be of use to you. Okay. What sort of experiments are happening here now? Very few experiments. Fortunately, all competent shapers are being put to work making creations to fight the rogues. It's all quiet for now. I'll be very careful around the holding cell and back. Why? Alchemist Hildegard had a Glock be made, a lovely specimen, so that it could be killed for potion ingredients. It's waiting back there now, terrified, waiting for death. Be very careful around it. It's probably gone rogue by now. Training. Yes, sweet. I answered correctly. I do not have permission. It's a risk for me, but I have heard of you and your words. I think you are wise, a sort of wisdom that has been ignored by the shapers. Sometimes the old should guide, and sometimes the young. If you decide you want to see Lord Rahul, there is some advice I can give you. Sure? The front gate is not the only way into the inner keep. There is also a supply entrance in the northeast corner. I've used it in the past, but it is normally kept locked. I only tell you this because I think you should have access to the Lord and Lady, but your words in the past may make that more difficult. That is the way things work sometimes. Training? Oh, goodness. Battle Alphas and Glocks. Ah, I'll take the Glock, thank you. I have a Thod Shade. I don't think I want a Battle Alpha. Okay. Well. Am I at full essence? Yes, I am. Let's wait till I level up, see how that goes. Let's also check out this Glock in the back. Nothing. lot of people are taking turns. I guess it is a big city. Ta-da! Glock Eye! Looks like this clock is the result of some shaper's attempt to refine the design. It has longer legs, perhaps made to help it move faster. Fortunately, the creature's eyes are milky white. It's probably blind. It also twitches pitifully. An interesting attempt, but it will most likely have to be destroyed. Poor thing. What else is going on then? Ooh, a cabinet back here. Weird. Shackles and rope. I guess it's for these posts. It's a small school of magic. Shapers don't study here, of course. This is far too small of a public an establishment for the secrets of your sect. Instead, a tiny number of carefully chosen outsiders are allowed to come here and learn magic. After all, there are not enough shapers to handle the world's need for skilled enchanters. The head instructor and several students are here now, quietly studying their texts. They look very nervous when you enter. Nobody is more scared of a shaper than a mage. After all, an outsider only practices magic with the permission of the shapers. One word from you could shut down this school. I have the power! Elderly Ullman obviously has decades of experience as a mage and teacher, yet even you, a shaper of the lowest rank, are more influential than her. She is an outsider after all. Thus, she immediately strikes a pose of humility. She's had a lot of practice. Welcome, young shaper, she says. My students call me Learned Engelstrom, but you can call me Gretchen. How may I assist you? She speaks. Her students are clearly terrified of her. Take this chance to escape to somewhere else. Training? Of course, shaper. If one of your clients requires knowledge, I will provide it. I can teach you some spells. I can also improve your skill in any magical field which you have not already exceeded my humble talents. Ooh, Greta's skills. Regretfully, I have to charge for my services. I am authorized to do so by the shapers. Understand for money to replenish our dwindling supplies. She looks at Greta. Also, I can try to improve the skills of your friend here. Might also make her magic more effective. The supplies to do so will only cost 500 coins. Do it. Gretchen accepts your payment. Thank you, Shaper. Let's get to work then. As you watch, Gretchen teaches Greta how to effectively focus her power. Greta's an eager student. Her spells will be more powerful in the future. Sweet. My skills? Can't afford it. And spells. Ooh. Mass Energize, that's what I want. Heal. Ooh, and I can cast them all already. Can't cast this. I need more blessing magic. Next level up I need points in magic shaping, right? Well, I don't. I need the essence for the Glock, but I would like the Glock to be higher level as well. Sweet, though. She's, she has skill points. 117 becomes 147. Now she has stronger spells. Everything in this magical text is dull and familiar to you. The only interesting thing is how many useful facts and techniques had to be removed to make it suitable for outsiders. Oh, that's the way it always is in schools. That's the way it always is. Hey, golems.